Thank you to the hundreds of wedding venues, wedding vendors, caterers, and clients who have been following the Wedding and Event Alliance of Massachusetts. A special thank you to those who have not only taken the time to read the letter that was sent to Governor Baker, but who also took the time to share the letter with many others, including state reps and senators. The letter has now been viewed and/or shared thousands of times in just 9 days. I also want to personally thank the Massachusetts organizations who have offered their support for our cause. Thank you to the Metro South Chamber of Commerce, South Shore Chamber of Commerce, Boston Wedding Group, NACE Boston, and the Mass Live Events Coalition. Now, let's talk about weddings. I have over 27 years of experience in the wedding industry. I am the owner of a wedding photo and video company. I am also the operations manager of a wedding reception venue, and I have also been a groom. I know what a wedding is. No more than 25 guests, no dancing, and everyone must wear masks. That is not a wedding. I received an email from a potential bride a few weeks ago. When I chatted with her on the phone, she told me she was looking for a photographer. Her wedding was a year out. It seems that during the pandemic, her photographer had to cancel on her a year in advance. Why, you ask? Because her photographer needed to sell his equipment so he could afford his bills and keep a roof over his family's heads. The effect of the pandemic has been catastrophic across the board. Venues are closing. Vendors are being forced to take any work at a fraction of the price and still are unable to make ends meet. Caterers are not able to afford their kitchens and equipment and have laid off thousands. Couples are in jeopardy of losing wedding payments, and for many, that money represents life savings. I go home at night with my head down and don't want to face my wife. I make less money than ever, and I cannot contribute like I was able to before the pandemic. I hold my head down in shame and I am embarrassed, and some days I just don't feel like a man. The wedding workers are a proud group of people. We do not want to collect unemployment. We do not want to beg for an extra $600 a week. We want to work. We want to earn a living. We want to be proud again and hold our heads high. Our leaders have come up with a plan to keep indoor weddings safe in phase 3. The rules are simple. No more than 25 guests. Everyone must wear a mask, and no dancing. The wedding workers at venues are safe now. Not just a little safe, but completely safe. Why are these events so safe, you might ask? Because nobody is willing to have an event with those rules. Since couples still want to get married, they are finding a way. They're having backyard weddings. No masks are being worn at all. No social distancing at tables or on makeshift dance floors. And food is served in self-serve buffets. There is nobody to enforce the rules at a backyard event. There is no venue owner or event manager implementing any safety protocols whatsoever. The backyard weddings are completely unsafe and dangerous to not only the guests, but the vendors as well. The DJs and photographers have no choice but to work in these dangerous conditions. They just want to earn some money to feed their families. They need to make their mortgage payments. They need to pay for the braces in their kids' mouths. They are putting themselves in danger because they have to, and they do not have a choice. And then they are taking all of those germs from that unsafe environment home to their families and even back out with them again to the next unsafe wedding. Instead of moving to the backyard, many Massachusetts weddings have decided to move to New Hampshire, where the capacity rules are set at 50%. Dancing is allowed and mask wearing is optional. Even with the imposed limits, New Hampshire wedding rules allow couples to have an actual wedding. So now, Massachusetts families, friends, and vendors are all packing up their cars and driving to New Hampshire to have a wedding. Then they are driving back when that wedding is over. Massachusetts would stay just as safe if that wedding was held right here in the Commonwealth. The rules were designed to protect us, but instead the rules are so strict that they are having an adverse effect and Massachusetts is less safe because of these rules. 2 weeks ago, a rather large group of wedding venue owners, wedding venue managers, and wedding caterers got together in person and created the Wedding and Event Alliance of Massachusetts. At that Thursday meeting, for 2.5 hours, 50 plus venue representatives came together and came up with a plan for reopening. We addressed every safety protocol that we could anticipate, and together with one voice, we came up with a 4-step plan to reopen our industry. With not one ego in the room, we decided that with one voice we would share our message. And now I am here as the representative of our alliance and the representative of our $1.4 billion industry. And I want our leaders to hear us through one voice say, we need to open. All we want is to sit down and discuss our plans with our leaders so that together we can come up with a plan to keep our venues safe, keep our clients safe, keep their guests safe, keep our vendors safe, and to reopen our businesses. We want to get back to work. Thank you.